I'm a little under the weather, but we still here. Make sure y'all react, tap in. Today we got to get into it. I might have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Once again, we have people in the media that want to make pieces to think outside the box for the Tennessee Titans. You know, the Titans should draft a guard at 4. The Titans should have a quarterback controversy. The Titans should not be happy about new uniforms, Robert Saleh, Brian Daboll, and the like. According to all the media outside of the Tennessee Titans. Now, here's the newest piece. We're going to come up with something and revisit something in the past for a team that has a lot of cap space. Now, the Tennessee Titans, allegedly, will be trading with the Miami Dolphins to upgrade the backup quarterback position in exchange for a draft pick. First and foremost, the Titans have a backup quarterback. His name is Will Levis. Will Levis is a better prospect at QB. Malik Willis is a proof of concept that if I wanted to just keep a better backup quarterback, every time I see somebody disagreeing in the comments, they're talking about Mason Rudolph, Brandon Allen, Tim Boyle. Those guys are not signed a contract with the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis is. So if they want a young, promising backup that has experience, I don't know why they wouldn't have this first pick in the second round from 3 years ago in Will Levis. If you want to get draft picks, you could trade Will Levis, could trade Devondre Sweat, but them having number 4, number 35, number 66, 101, and the extra draft picks from Draymond Jones, Roger McCreary, and the draft pick from Jarvis Brownlee. They have multiple day 3 picks. They have 4 shots at the top 100. And if they want to trade back and get extra draft capital, why wouldn't they trade out of 4? Why wouldn't they do what they did last year? Trade out of 35 when they didn't have a 3rd round pick to pick up a 3rd round pick to get Femi and Kevin Winston Jr. I'm not buying it. The Miami Dolphins are hemorrhaging players. Why wouldn't we just sign Jalen Waddle? Why wouldn't we just sign Nick Westbrook? Why wouldn't we just sign Bradley Chubb? Tyreek Hill is gone. I'm pretty sure at some point they had to come to grips with Minkah Fitzpatrick as well. I don't know why we would trade for a player that's going to be cut at some point if nobody helps him. Then the next thing people say is, well, you have to have the salary cap floor. Tennessee Titans only have 33 to 34 players under contract. They have to sign 53 players, and that's just not even what you come into camp. You're coming into camp with 4 quarterbacks. You're going to have 4 running backs. You're going to sign multiple players. They already started signing guys that are attached to the new coaching staff coming in is going to fill out the bottom of your roster, which is going to be your backup lineman. Last year, they started with 11 linemen on their initial 53. You're going to extend Jeffrey Simmons and give him a payday. Skoronski's payday is coming up. I just don't see a world where the Titans have all this cap space and they're going to burn half of it, bailing the Dolphins out to get an extra pick that's not even going to be that valuable. Nobody can make me believe that Tua's draft pick is going to be that much different than if you just traded Will Levis. And if you really got desperate, he's a ran guy, you trade Devondre Sweat. So I just don't see this world where the Tennessee Titans are desperate. Let me tell you what this seems like. This seems like when you're at Target and there's a person in front of you and a new cashier opens up a register and says, hey, I can take the next person. And everybody looks around and you run over to that line and the person behind you checks out and leaves before you even get your stuff out of the shopping cart. You know, sometimes they dangle a carrot in front of a horse and it's just not enticing. This would work if the Titans needed to upgrade the backup QB position, which I don't think Tua is an upgrade over Will Levis to take on that much contract for what you're going to get back in the draft pick. And then if you do take on Tua, you're still going to have to deal with Will Levis. So and it lowers your leverage of trading Will Levis because you now have three quarterbacks and they know you have to move somebody. I don't get it. I understand that people want to look cute and come up with new out of the box ideas, but it just doesn't work for the Tennessee Titans, a team that just needs to get their draft picks right and just needs to get their free agent pickups right. When you have to sign 20 to 25, 30 players to come into camp, I'm pretty sure they're going to find a place to spend this money. And it doesn't involve Tua. It may involve Jalen Waddle or Bradley Chubb, Trey Hendrickson, Boy Mafe, Adafio, Alante Taylor, Jamel Dean, Tariq Woolen, Nashawn Wright. It might involve Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr. that's now on the market, Romeo Dowds, Wandale Robinson. It might involve some of the high-name free agents. And this would even be a talking point if we had Brian Callahan, a lame duck coach still, if we would have hired Matt Nagy, but we didn't. We had a good coaching staff, which who doesn't want to play for Robert Saleh's defense and who doesn't want to play for Brian Daboll as an offensive coordinator, knowing if you're a wide receiver or a running back coming in or tight end, you're going to get the football. You're going to be option one the moment you get off the plane. So this is just, to me, when it comes to the Titans, people always just throw things out like the Titans should take a guard at 4. It just means you don't keep up with the Titans. It means that, the Titans should trade and upgrade the backup quarterback position. Who is the 4 backups in the Final Four in the NFL? Josh Dobbs and Jalen Milroe were the backup quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Jarrett Stidham and Jimmy Garoppolo was the other 2 backup quarterbacks in the conference championships. I'm not concerned about who the backup quarterback in Tennessee is. I am concerned about who's playing edge, the depth we have at safety, defensive back, wide receiver, tight end, and running back. Those are the things that I'm concerned about. And how well does a GM who just killed day 3 last year's draft drafts this upcoming draft and how he manages it. Just not concerned about I'm not concerned about trading for Tua. It's not advantageous for the Tennessee Titans. It's some teams that may need to upgrade their QB position. Might be the Colts. It might be the Cardinals. It may be the Jets. It may be Minnesota. It may be a lot of these teams, but Tennessee Titans is not one of them. I just can't be convinced that anybody that you bring in as a backup is going to be any better of a prospect than Will Levis with 1 year left on his contract, coming back that's got experience and looks to be, by his Instagram, pretty healthy, recovering, throwing the football. If you want to talk about size and arm strength, and we're just talking about coaching being the difference in the factor, I think Malik Willis is proof of concept that maybe Will Levis, without Brian Callahan, with Brian Daboll, will mature and progress better. And this is what we're talking about. I apologize. I got sick kids, so that means Daddy gonna be sick too. Anybody with kids can understand. Suave, what's good, Dre Day? Wow, KT. I thought you were she for a second. And this was the tweet. Said the Titans are the team that should call the Dolphins and buy a draft pick by taking on Tua contract. Stupid amount of cap space to take on the deal, and it just becomes a non-threatening backup to Cam Ward. So it's contradictory. On one hand, you're saying you're upgrading the backup position. On the other hand, I'd say you're getting somebody who's going to be less healthy than the backup that you already have. I'm not going for it. Will Levis is only getting like $1.6 to $2 million next year. I'm good with Will Levis being the backup if that's what you want to do. And if you want other options to upgrade the backup position, I'd bring Marcus Mariota back before Tua. It'd be a different Hawaiian. It would not be Tua Tagovailoa. He said it's just hope because I'm off the next day. And secondly, we're not getting Tyreek Hill. We've had our spiel of being a wide receiver graveyard People come at the end of their career with nothing left to play for, just to suck up a check. We done with that. This new regime needs to go young. They need to have players that are going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years of Cam Ward's rookie deal, and really build some. Rand Carthon, we finally got over the mistakes that he made when he had all this cap space, which is spending a bunch of money on a few people to turn it around. But you got to get people that's going to lead the locker room, not just guys looking for a payday. You got to get guys that want to come in and be a leader. And I think with that being the premise of, the direction that this new management has went, is exactly that. It's character guys that want to be leaders, guys that want to turn this thing around and be part of the rebuild. Cam was always first. What do you think about Michael Pittman Jr.? Is he too old? No, I don't think Michael Pittman Jr. is too old. When you talk about Romeo Doubs, when you talk about Alec Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, some of the guys that are going to be coming available in this next cycle. I just think a guy like Michael Pittman, being the guy that he is, being in the division with him, watching how he operates. Michael Pittman is 28. He's got several good years. To me, he's like Nico Collins. He's a technician. Keenan Allen, he's one of those type of guys that just gets open and catch the football. He's younger than Calvin Ridley, so I definitely don't think Pittman is too old. But you have to really wonder if Michael Pittman doesn't want to play on an immediate contender. If he wants to be part of a rebuild in division, he might be looking for a change of scenery. So if Michael Pittman is gone, I assume the Colts want to pay Alec Pierce and let Pittman walk. But I expect Pittman to go to a team like the Chargers or somebody else that's got a lot of money free, that needs a solid wide receiver play. I don't think Michael Pittman would want to come to Nashville. I'm not a fan of Naylor. I think with the roster that the Tennessee Titans got and the money that they got, if you got DK, A.O. Monner, and Restrepo coming back, you got a draft class coming up where you're going to have multiple extra draft picks where you just killed day 3 last year. I think if you do go spend money, you need a guy that's you got to go after a Wan'Dale Robinson, or you got to go after a Romeo Doubs or somebody like that. Like, I wouldn't be looking to get a cheap player, if that makes sense. If you want a cheap player, you bring Nick Westbrook back, or you bring Van Jefferson back, or Bryce Oliver. I don't necessarily see them going the cheap route when they got the league leading cap space. You should be going after some more quality players when you're not in a position to have to take cheap. I'd rather burn a draft pick than go after a cheap wide receiver. Cam was good. You really do hate the new Titans logo? I don't. I don't know what the big fuss is about. I mean, I've seen teams change uniforms. Have y'all seen the Eagles change of uniform? I mean, the Eagles change of logo was actually quite sad. What they actually changed their logo to a few years ago. I didn't see Eagles fans really crying about what the Eagles was switching to when they changed their eagle. I thought the eagle was weak when they changed their eagle. I think if you're the Tennessee Titans, you want to build in the draft, though. I think you get supplemental guys and guys that want to be part of the rebuild, that want to be part of the culture. But I don't think Michael Pittman Jr. would be a player that would want to come to Nashville. And I think they're going to re-sign Alec Pierce, just like I think the Cowboys are going to put a franchise tag on George Pickens and run it back and figure it out next season. All right. those were one of my initial points for Shop Talk today. If y'all got any questions, man, y'all go ahead and shoot. I'm gonna take that 1 minute reset, and then I'll come back to y'all questions. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pods, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're OG. Hit that like, comment, share, tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free $99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. Yo, if you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps, is also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Vibe Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a discount. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. That little reset give me a chance to cough, clear my throat, get some water. That's one of the new commercials. I'm actually working on something else. It's what I normally say when I start the stream. And sometimes I ramble through it because I say it so much. So I just recorded it that way, like people that's watching on multiple platforms can see that we are in other places and where it's at. And it's also a way for me to practice if I was to get a sponsor stream to show a company like, hey, this is what I would do in between the video. Especially once we get monetized on YouTube, I'll be able to, throw a sponsor part in there and then throw my part in, running 90 seconds worth of ad on an hour, 90-minute video like the shop talk is beyond fair. I'll be watching some of the stuff I watch, like the Wi-Fi's 24 hours. Man, bro ran like a 2-minute commercial, and I respect it because you got to get your money. It's just a way to practice it. And if I don't have a sponsor, why would I not be sponsoring my own stuff, my other content, my own merch? ATL, what up? Q, what's popping? All right, y'all got any questions? The shop is open. This one was rather short. I've been under the weather, but I did have those things I wanted to go over. Why it doesn't make sense for the Titans to make a swap with the Dolphins, and why it doesn't make sense for the Titans to go after old receivers. Yeah, flu B is going around, and I talked to a Hispanic lady today that her kid passed out at school. Some kids don't know they sick, and then they do their normal tasks like as if they're as if nothing's wrong, and then overdo it and wind up passing out. And then I'll give this as a public service announcement. Anytime you get sick, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. When setbacks happen, like, don't take them negatively. So I just took it as a time to say, man, I haven't been fasting. I haven't been dieting. I haven't been doing the things that I want to do. That's one of the things I feel like I've been lacking on to start this year. So I decided, like, I was going to go on a 24-hour fast. It wound up being more like 36. And I broke it with some soup today. And I'll probably go another 24 hours before I eat again, and just keep it rolling up until the point that my appetite comes back, and just use this as a time to let my body heal, cleanse, drink plenty of fluids, water, flush myself, get some rest, and maybe drop 4 or 5 pounds real quick in a week. So I take it on the chin whenever I have a setback, to use it to your advantage. And if you don't fasting is a great way to cleanse your body. You have to work yourself into it, but it's definitely a good way to let your body go to a complete reset. Daughter just got over having flu B. Shit is no joke. Yeah. And for people that somebody made a comment yesterday, I didn't take it personal. Y'all know I got thick skin, but I'm telling the person, like, if you got kids, you understand. If you have I got girls, so if my girls ain't feeling good and they want to lay on daddy and cough on daddy, and they want to not get in their bed and get in the bed with me and be all over me like a cat, then it's okay. Like if I get sick, I just get sick. So I just started taking medicine beforehand because I knew I was gonna get sick with having 2 kids that be all over you. Tariq said he wants to join the Niners. Now, when I said the other day, I said he gonna go to an established team where he don't have to be the guy. I said the Rams, the Eagles. I was naming teams like that. That makes sense. They said whatever you do, don't drink bleach. I don't know why that would even be mentioned. Fasting in the Bible too. Oh, for sure. I was the guy I told about the kids getting sick. Yeah, like bro, like if you got kids, like, everybody got kids know, like if your kids get sick, you gonna get sick. Big Jeff, what up? Man, I hate the barbecue spot was closed for your birthday, man. I really do. I wanted you to take a picture of the barbecue and post it. Been intermediate fasting for 10 years, 16, 18 hours a day. Yeah, see, that's like my normal is I don't eat breakfast. So I normally go from like 6 to like noon. But sometimes I get on crazy fast and just go on 24s and 48s. I've done some 72s. He said, I don't listen to anyone who don't have kids. They live different. That's kind of what I mean by the have a blessed day situation when I be telling people in my comments, like, if I go to your profile and your profile picture is a dog or some troll stuff and you ain't got no family, it's hard for me to take it a conversation about life serious, KT. Thought I heard Mike Tomlin to the Seahawks. Why wouldn't Mike Tomlin be a head coach? Didn't start out on purpose, but it works out for me. Yeah. And see, that's why I said, like, when I get into situations where I'm sick and I don't have an appetite, I just told my wife, like, I'm just not gonna eat. Like, give me one of these waters, man. Like, fill my body up with water and just get some rest. It was a bad joke, but it's all good, bro. Ravens need to get Alec Pierce or a tall wide receiver in the draft. Yeah, Isaiah Likely is leaving them. They can't afford him. You got Zay Flowers. You got a twitchy guy. They do need a dunker. Like, if you're taking Isaiah Likely off the field, like, the Ravens need a dunker, man. They need a Malachi Fields. They need somebody like that can go up and go get it. I'm hearing this correctly that Diggs might be traded for a first. Which Diggs? So amazing. What's good? I don't shit to dinner. A lot of dinner. I can't go 24. 24 for real though. I eat before bed. See, the 24s is like, if you do a 16 that end in the morning and you time it right, the 24 just means you wind up going to like 12 or 2 p.m. It's something about the sun between 12 and 2 p.m. If you can refrain from eating between 12 and 2 p.m., you probably can go a whole nother day. But between 12 and 2 p.m., like, it's something about the sun that just makes it where, like, you'll get a headache if you're really thinking about food. It said we know during school time we're gonna get sick at least 3 times out of school time. Exactly. Q. He said, "Why would Diggs leave the Patriots if his legal situation may force hands? I haven't done a fast past 24 hours yet. You just gotta work your way up to it, Mike. Nobody's trading for Stephon Diggs. Anybody got a legal situation. Nobody's dying to trade for him. He said but I mean Isaiah Likely is gonna cost them $10 to $15 million though. Like Isaiah Likely, Kyle Pitts, and Chiga Okonkwo are three tight ends that are kind of dynamic. They're gonna get 10 million plus. So it's like I don't know about it. That's why I said the Titans should go after Cade Otton. Cade Otton might be 6 or 7 million. I just don't know about spending 12, $13 million on a tight end. Said Diggs might get cut for real. Depending on his legal situation, he might be in a situation like L'Jarius Sneed. Corey, what's good, my boy? It's all mental. It's all mental. But let me tell you something, Mike, about fasting. If you go on long fast, it becomes spiritual whether you want it to be or not. So, like, whatever is going on with your family, whatever's going on with your job, your friends, or whatever, you have to, like, have that set before you go into a fast past 24 hours because, like, sleep deprivation is the number one cause of mistakes in the world. And when people are hungry, they do wild things. So, you're going to invoke a spiritual war if you go past 24 hours. So whatever demons that you're dealing with are going to come to light whether you want it or not. And just imagine not eating in like 30, 40, 50 hours and having to deal with like a testy situation. So you got to kind of have all that stuff kind of laid out before. So sometimes like a fast may be good to go on like a weekend fast where you're not going to have to deal with any kind of unnecessary stress. But that's not an upgrade to me. Like Stephon Diggs is a better route runner than Tyreek. And Tyreek is old coming off a major surgery with no motivation. Tyreek already has Super Bowls. Like, why wouldn't you go after Rashid Shaheed or Wan'Dale Robinson if you wanted a twitchy wide receiver in free agency? That's my thing. Like, there's a lot of burners out there. I would rather have Rashid Shaheed than Diggs or Tyreek. AJ not coming back to the Titans. I feel we got like 3 5th-round picks. Yeah, we do too. Oh yeah, J. Cole going crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like if you put a Cade Otton with Gunnar Helm, when you run book in tight end sets, and you could have DMR, or you could draft another late round tight end to add to that situation. Like why would you spend $15 million on a tight end when you could just get you a big physical guy that's gonna block and catch when the ball comes his way? I wouldn't want to get rid of Diggs to get Tariq because Diggs is a better route runner. Spiritual part is deep because if it's anything that you like, if you think about the biblical part of it, the 40 days, 40 nights is a reoccurring thing in the Bible. When people go on the 40 days, 40 nights, the devil appeared. You know what I'm saying? Cataclysms happen. Like the spiritual part of when you invoke on a spiritual war, it's not only just testing your mental and your physical, it's testing your soul too. Yeah, Ernest Brown was with White Cotton. So that's why I was telling people, man, the Titans have to sign like 25 to 30 players to come into camp. Like that amount of cap space is not overwhelming to them when they're going to have to sign like all their backup defensive linemen, all their backup linemen, all their backup cornerbacks, safeties, offensive linemen. Like they got a lot of positions to draft and sign. Dobbs and draft Zachariah Branch. I definitely wouldn't be mad at that. If a team like that got Tyreek cheap, then that's different. Yeah, I believe that too, Cam. I think AJ Brown is the type of personality to have to play for a certain coach. Yeah, definitely the weekend, so you don't have to deal with like during the week bullshit. Because the Chiefs are broke and they need to get a wide receiver. I know we better resign. Resign who? I ain't gonna say Tyreek is washed. He just don't have the motivation. He 32 and he got Super Bowls and he got $100 million contract. Like, what is his motivation to come in and be part of a young rebuilding team? Like, how much of needing to prove himself does Tyreek still have before the Titans fix the team issues? No, they don't. They don't need a new owner. Like, is Amy Adams Strunk worse than the Browns? Is she worse than the Jets? Is she worse than Arthur Blank walking around looking sick when they drafted Michael Penix and paid Kirk Cousins $200 million? It's a whole lot more worse organizations and owners than Amy Adams. She's bringing in a new stadium. She's getting a new logo. She's bringing another Super Bowl. She's gonna have country music everywhere. She got a young stud quarterback. She just hired a good coaching staff. Like, Amy Adams Strunk is doing exactly what she should be doing. I think when people are so worried about Amy Adams Strunk, it just seems like something cool to say on the internet. The Jets owner asked a quarterback with a broken leg, when is he going to get back on the field? We talking about Amy Adams Strunk. Say the Patriots need to get rid of their backup tight end. I don't think Austin Hooper is the reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl. I think they got outcoached. Door opens for Titans. Measures. Robert Saleh. John Harbaugh. Not with the staff he put together. Nagy and Callahan. Yeah, right. Q, who was you talking about? You know you better re-sign Lindy. Who is Lindy? I just think that Saleh and Dabo allows us to get free agents that we probably wasn't going to get with Callahan and Nagy. I don't think the Giants are an embarrassment as the Jets. I think they just made some mistakes that they having to pay for. Like, the Jets is in a category of their own. The Giants have won Super Bowls recently. To me, the jokes, the Jets, the Browns, it's like some teams that, like, maybe the Raiders will figure it out. I don't know. There's some teams that got some bad front offices. I don't think the Giants are one of them. I think they made a mistake with the whole Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley situation, but they had a good draft class last year, and I feel like they'll make some moves. They could have done worse. I think John Harbaugh got finessed on his offensive coordinators, but it is what it is. How do I like the Titans' new league logo? I like it. Oh, Linderbaum. Yeah, y'all gonna have to give him like $20 million though. I think Linderbaum, Falele, and Likely is due money. I see y'all moving on from Falele and Likely and giving Linderbaum the bread. She was popping. How is the Patriots going from 2 4-win seasons to the Super Bowl a joke? I need to know I need to know y'all logic behind some of y'all sports takes. Like, I'm going to go back to watching y'all have to send me a video dribbling a basketball to listen to some of y'all sports takes. Like, how could a team going from a 4-win team to the Super Bowl be a joke with a first-year coach? Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. Ravens didn't make the playoffs. The Bills, the stars aligned, and they got bounced early. Like, it's a whole lot worse situations than the Patriots making the Super Bowl after 2 4-win seasons, bro. I don't think y'all O-line is trash, Q. I just think the way y'all call plays and run y'all offense, sometimes I see y'all be first and goal from the one and start running trick plays. Like, be who y'all are. I seen Derrick Henry in a game where Lamar didn't play, scored a touchdown to give y'all a 2-possession lead with 10 minutes left, and he didn't touch the ball the rest of the game. Like, some of y'all offensive line problems is the way y'all offense is orchestrated. Is that wasn't a joke, the Super Bowl? I don't think the Super Bowl was a joke. I think it was a defensive struggle. But if you watched the Broncos and the Patriots game and the Patriots and the Texans, the AFC was just like that. It was the defensive matchups. I like defensive football. The Seahawks just ran the ball. They didn't do nothing special. Which that's the type of play. I like that type of football, defensive run game. Cam, if AJ and Diggs, they'll be powerful. I think Keyshawn Booty is going to get better. Glad y'all got new coaches. What you think of the new coaches? The jury is out. Bengals haven't made the playoffs in 3 years. The Steelers are gonna roll the replacements, the geriatric league back out, and I'm interested to see what the Browns do. The Browns got 2 first-round picks, so I'm interested to see what the AFC North does this year. If you gave Gerard Mayo one more season, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if Gerard Mayo came back, the Patriots would have been a 500 or less team. He said if Knicks wasn't hurt, it would be the Broncos versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl, but he was hurt. I can't go back and make somebody unbreak their ankle. I mean, if that's the case, if Lamar didn't miss 6 weeks, the Ravens make the playoffs. And if Patrick Mahomes doesn't blow out his leg on the last drive, the Chiefs might have backdoored into the play. Like I can't live. Ifs is the fifth. We all be drunk. Aaron Rodgers is coming back with Mike McCarthy. He's gonna run it back another year. His ego is too big. It's bad news for the Steelers long term though. Old coach, old quarterback. The Steelers are not going nowhere. All these young teams, and then the team with the old quarterback, Matt Stafford, the Rams got 2 first-round picks. Yeah, Sheed, I don't think Gerard Mayo would have got out of that team what Vrabel got. See, when you give Vrabel a good offensive coordinator, that's what you get. The problem with Vrabel is in year 2 and year 3, when Josh McDaniels decides to move on, is we're going to see what Mike Vrabel can do. I mean, Joe Burrow missed most of the season, so I can't go on injuries, bro. Nah, actually, the Steelers and Bills are more consistent than the Cowboys. Cowboys are the Bengals. They have a really great offense and no defense. They look good. They look good on highlights throwing to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but they don't have no defense. Just like throwing to C.D. Lamb and George Pickens, it looks nice, but you know Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott can throw for 4,500 yards and they still don't make the playoffs. Nah, Mayo was in a bad spot. Robert Kraft knew he put him in a bad spot. You're a first year quarterback and you draft two QBs. What do you think the Patriots is gonna look like last year? You know what I'm saying? Like the Patriots drafted two quarterbacks last year. Like what the hell was Gerard Mayo gonna do with that? Even Robert Kraft said he put Gerard Mayo in an uncomfortable position and it was unfair. And then Mike Vrabel, they come in, bring like 20 veterans, have a good draft class, and bring Josh McDaniel and Mike Vrabel in. You just solidified the team and traded Joe Milton to the Cowboys. Like I don't think Mayo was a joke. I just think they put him in a tough situation. Like I don't think there's a coach out there that if there were like 10 coaching jobs open this year. What if you took any of these coaches and you went into the draft and drafted two QBs and threw that coach out there? Like what is that coach going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like look at the Browns. The Browns had 8 quarterbacks on payroll. Of course they're going to pick top 5 in the draft. It kind of goes hand in hand. The Vikings went from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold to Daniel Jones to JJ McCarthy, and I mean, come on, bro! Like, look at the Vikings. Like you just can't just throw QBs out there. Yeah, they didn't finish, and they knew they didn't finish. Josh Allen made some bonehead plays before the half. You can't take it for granted getting there. Like the Broncos was the number 1 seed this year. I don't expect the Broncos to be the number 1 seed next year. I mean, the Patriots had the year that they had. I don't expect the Patriots to have this same year next year. Like teams are going to take a step back. You're going to lose coaches. You're going to lose players. Other teams are going to get better. I mean, look at the Lions. The Lions was at the top of the NFC. Lost Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson goes to the Bears. Has a good offseason and a good draft. And in the Bears, all the close games they lost the last few years, they won this year. And the Bears took over the North. I mean, that's how football works. It's cyclical. I mean, Commanders was in the NFC Championship 1 game away from the Super Bowl, and now they're picking 6 this year. So that's the NFL for you. Like, no team is just going to stay at the top. It's going to rotate. And the teams that best manage their roster and best manage the cap, like the Chargers are a playoff team. They got $80 million coming to them this year. The Rams have 2 first-round picks. The Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. The Browns have 2 first-round picks. The Jets have 2 first-round picks. I mean, the Colts, they were 8-1. They fell off the side of a cliff when Daniel Jones got hurt. They don't have a first-rounder. Atlanta, they traded their first-rounder to the Rams for James Pierce Jr., and then he goes to jail. So now you got Michael Penix, Kirk Cousins, Kevin Stefanski, and no first-round pick. I mean, Becker, Cardinals had the lead in the fourth quarter in the first 5 games of the season. DeMarcado drops the ball, lose to the Titans. Coach punches a player on the sideline, gets fined, go on a losing streak, and now by March 18th, you're going to have to cut Kyler Murray, and all the quarterbacks that would come out in the draft are not going to come out. So, like, what are the Cardinals going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the NFL. Like, the NFL goes like this. You just want a QB. Who do you want? What else do they need? I mean, the Bills, it ain't about players. I mean, they got rid of McDermott and put Joe Brady in. I mean, there's no guarantee that they get better. Do I think they could get another Super Bowl? I think it's gonna be tough. I think Tariq Woolen is gone. Josh Jobe is gone. K9 is gone. Boy Mafe is gone. They're gonna lose a lot, and they lost Kubiak. So I think the 49ers tight end coach is gonna be the OC. I think they'll be okay. Shaheed is a free agent. I think they got a lot of holes to fill. I don't know. I don't know about, and they're in a tough division. The Niners will be back next year, and so will the Rams. It's gonna be tough. I don't think a Super Bowl is in the cards for the Seahawks next year. Malik Willis sees who's the Cardinals QB? Kyler Murray, who has to get cut by March 18th, and Jacoby Brissett. But Dante Moore and Trinidad Chambers went back to school. So, I mean, unless you're going Ty Simpson or Carson Beck, K. Klubnik, you know what I'm saying? Like where are you really going? Are you trying to get Davis Mills or Will Levis or Mac Jones? Guys that you would have to trade for. See, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Mac Jones, who else I just said? Kyler Murray. A lot of the guys that people may want are under contract. You have to trade to get them off their team. Joe Milton. Some of these like guys that you would take a shot at, you would have to trade to get. So I guess it's kind of a tough situation. And for Becker, there's no guarantee that whatever bridge quarterback y'all bring in is going to be more talented than I think Kyler Murray is the most talented quarterback on the that's going to be on the market. So like that's the tough situation that y'all got yourself in. If y'all not drafting a QB, Kyler Murray is probably the most talented quarterback that's out there. Rams or Bears? Carson Beck in the third. That mean y'all better get that line and that run game together. I don't think Richardson gets released. Like Daniel Jones is not under contract. Riley Leonard is not the quarterback 1 or 2 in Indianapolis with Shane Steichen. Like the best case scenario for them is Anthony Richardson recovers and starts the season if they plan on bringing Daniel Jones back. This will be the last. Like if you release Anthony Richardson, you still got to sign another quarterback. I don't think like I said, like this is the same exact situation that Daniel Jones is not under contract. Are you going to burn a draft pick to try to trade to get a guy in? It's Anthony Richardson's 4th year. If not now, when? Please no, don't sign for Mac Jones. Guy's a clown. Only good backup. I mean, Alec, that's you being biased. Like, of all the free agent quarterbacks that's out there that you could get, Mac Jones was 2 years, $5 million for the 49ers. He probably was the best backup quarterback in the entire NFL this year. So, I don't know why you wouldn't want an established guy that's not cheap. Do you want to pay $15 million for Justin Fields? Do you want to pay $37 million for Geno Smith? Do you want to pay $56 million for Tua? Do you want to pay $45 million for Kyler Murray? You know what I'm saying? Like, all the bridges are expensive. Like, are you telling me you rather give Malik Willis more money? Like, bro, like Mac Jones, 2 years, $5 million for the 49ers was a steal. Like, I would love to have Mac Jones as my backup. And if he has to start, I know he can win games. Exactly, Becker. It's already cooked. Rendu was good. Mac Jones to the Jets for a 4th rounder. Talk to me. Rendu was good, my boy. Man, I know I meant to call you back that day, man. I've been super busy. I apologize, bro. I always hate to not get back to my people if they're reaching out. What the Jets gonna do? See, y'all got me worried. The Jets got 2 first-round picks and they pick in front of us, and they're not. Aaron Glenn is not rolling the dice of his career on Justin Fields. Patriots would be stupid to trade Caleb Von Chase on. I thought he was a free agent. Carson Wentz finna go off this year. No, he ain't. Did you see Carson Wentz on the Vikings sitting on the bench that game when he got destroyed when he tried to run? He had like a leather strap on his arm, holding his arm together. His hair was falling out. He was going bald. It's over for Carson Wentz, bro. Carson Wentz's body is shot. From watching Mac Jones, he dropped the ball so much, had a horrible stats as a Patriot. So you being biased, like you keep talking about Patriots. If that's the case, then like what was Sam Darnold on the Jets? That's like a Jets fan saying, man, Sam Darnold ain't no good, y'all. I'm telling you, he was trash here. And then he went to other teams and he won a Super Bowl. Like your proof of concept is 1,000% wrong. Watching a quarterback who played on a team when it was a bad franchise. Like I'm not concerned about what happened in New England during the COVID days at the end of Bill Belichick's reign. Because they fumbled that whole situation. See, I could tell you more about the Patriots than you could tell me. During that time, that's when the Patriots had half their team sat out for COVID. Cam Newton had started off the season pretty hot, and then everybody sat out. So half of the Patriots team during the COVID season didn't even play. And that was a lot to do with why the Patriots fell off when they did. Carson Wentz is a solid backup. His body just failed him. Arvell Reese. See, Rent Dude, I've been telling people that I think with Trinidad Chambliss and Dante Moore going back to school, I think the Jets with 2 first-round picks and the Cardinals having a quarterback situation. When you have a quarterback situation, what do? Just pick defense. Like Ruben Bain and Arvell Reese could be off the board when the Titans get to 4. That's a tough situation for us because I'm not crazy about David Bailey. I just have to hope that Mike LaFleur can make some magic on offense. They said bias. Why did the Jags? Because they couldn't pay him. Trevor Lawrence is getting paid $276 million. See how you ask me questions and I have an easy, rational answer? If you pay $276 million for a quarterback, you can't afford to keep a former first-round pick as a backup. Next question, please, bro. But I like, listen, if you're going to come into the undefeated shop and try to challenge, you have to have better takes than that. The Jaguars let Mac Jones hit the free agent market because they had a quarterback who had a dirty hit from Azeez Al-Shaair that was getting paid $276 million. And you went and got an offensive-minded head coach from the Buccaneers to come get him back to that first-round talent. And what did they do this year? They won the division. Hello. Eugene, what's good, my boy? What the Raiders going to do, man? Fernando Mendoza season? Bain falls to 4 as of today. Who the Cardinals taking then? Who the Cardinals take? I really feel like the Cardinals may trade out of 3. I feel like Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, and Mendoza are going to be the first 3 picks. I feel like the Titans are going to be sitting there at 4 with a decision to make. Do you go receiver or do you trade back? I just don't like David Bailey at 4. I just don't. 3 backups will be starters. Talk to me. Giants getting Caleb Downs. Man, that would be a nasty pick. Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Love is like the can't miss guys in the top 10 creation. COVID screwed up my brain. I don't even remember what I did last week. Drink some water. Pray. Ivan B. Cool, the Ravens. Yo, Ted Hurst is a dog. I think late receivers, Ted Hurst, Malachi Fields, Barry Brown. It's going to be some good receivers that people pick up late. I mean, we got Chim Dike in the 4th round. He's a Pro Bowler. Him and A.O. Monner and Gunnar Helm was day 3 picks. He said, I just want to win. Nah, man, you gotta give us some Raiders facts, man. Y'all got a good coach. Y'all got Brock Bowers coming back. Ashton Genty, Fernando Mendoza is going to be running a run first play action offense with Kubiak. Y'all got the coach that I like the most. Pre situation. So I think the Raiders will be fine if the Raiders just don't muck it up. Creation said I agree 100%. I even did a mock creation where I was the Titans at 4 and took Caleb Downs and moved Kevin Winston Jr. to the box, put Marcus Harris outside, and just leave Snead there until the legal situation happened. That would solve a lot of their problems. Bring back Baker Jr., sign one of the big name corners and draft a corner. If the Titans wanted to go with the nickel wide, they're gonna have to play it differently. So, you know, if Ruben Bain and Arvell Reese is off the board, and the Titans took Jeremiah Love or Caleb Downs, I would not be mad. or if they just went Cardinal Tate or Jordan Tyson, whoever they like the best. Cards are going Cardinal Tate or offensive tackle from Miami. But I'm saying like Wilson showed out last year, and they haven't used Marvin Harrison Jr. at all. If they did that, they'll put themselves in a situation like the Jags did. Jags traded from 5 to 2, gave up their first year to get Travis Hunter, only to put him at cornerback after trading for a cornerback and trading for Jacoby Myers. Like I just think they with Dortch, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Wilson, and then you add Cardinal Tate, like who gonna throw him the ball is the question. Like I don't see them going after Cardinal Tate with the quarterback controversy because they got to get rid of Kyler Murray by March 18th. Now I can see Maui Noah. I agree with you there. Like they could take Maui Noah at 3, but I feel like Maui Noah will be there a little bit if they trade it back. I think the Cardinals are trading back or going defense. Carson Wentz's body just failed him. I have a feeling Arizona is trading back. See, Becker, we on the same game plan. 2-time, what's going on? We still the Raiders till we win. I have no hope. Come on, man. Ye have little faith. Nah, we not mock drafting the night 2 times, man. Come on, bro. I ain't gonna sit you through that. I would come unglued if they took a tackle. For one, Titans spent $82 million on Dan Moore at left tackle. Who is his backup? Brandon Crenshaw Dixon, a guy they grooming, and Oli Udoh. Who's the left guard? A former top 10 left tackle, Peter Skoronski, who about to get paid at left guard, who one of the league's best left guards. Who is at center? Lloyd Cushenberry is at center. They spent $55 million on Lloyd Cushenberry. Good night, baby. Feel better, okay? Lloyd Cushenberry, they spent $55 million on him. They got Corey Levin they could bring back. Jackson Slater, we don't know if they grooming him for center or guard. J.C. Latham, who went from right tackle to left tackle, back to right tackle. The second half of the season after the bye, the offensive line looked fine. If they burn a pick on a right tackle to move J.C. Latham into right guard, that means you would have drafted 2 tackles in the top 10 to move them to guard. That would be the most asinine thing I've ever seen. You got Basantis, you got Pregnon, you got some Oleon from Penn State. You got some guards if you want to take a guard instead of running Corey Levin or Jackson Slater or Dellinger or Moss at right guard. I think interior offensive line at guard, man, just develop one of these guys, man. Like J.C. Latham will be fine next year. If he doesn't start the year off with a bad hip in his first game back was trying to block Max Crosby on the island because Brian Callahan is trying to save his job. I would come unglued if they took a right tackle. At 4. I think the Bears are going anywhere next season. I think they'll go far. I like the Bears. I like Ben Johnson. Thing I like about Ben Johnson and Kubiak, some of these new coaches, they run the ball. Ben Johnson has a only problem that the Bears got. Kevin Byard, Nashawn Wright, a couple of their defensive guys. They got a crowded defensive back room. They got to make sure that they're keeping the right people and hit the draft hard again. Last year, people questioned when they took Loveland and Luther Burden, and look how it paid off. Them dudes was baller. Anyone saying Arizona taking a wide receiver has not? Yeah, they not taking. Like they haven't. Like just like Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr. Like those are like top receivers in the league that those teams just don't know what to do with. I just don't see them taking another wide receiver. What's up? How far back trade we go from the 4th pick? That's interesting. If you trade back, the interesting part is you have to hope that you can do what the Browns did last year. Browns traded from 2 to 5, stayed in the top 5, and got 2 first-round picks and a couple of other top 100 picks. And really, they burned some of it with the Dylan Gabriel pick. But if you're being honest, like the Rams have 2 firsts, Cowboys have 2 firsts, Browns have 2 firsts, and Jets have 2 firsts. Jets pick in front of us. So if you how valuable is pick 4 with no quarterbacks coming out this draft, Harley? He said, Dad and Freddie White, well, what's good? What's popping? What's going on with y'all, man? I definitely got mean, we all been under the weather, man. So Sienna went to the doctor today, so I definitely we definitely got to catch up to see how the cruise went, man. I see some pictures. What's going on, Freddie? Oh yeah, Sienna definitely coming in here. Let's see, mock draft time. Nah, we not doing another mock draft tonight, man. UFL, nah, I don't be watching the UFL. We got the Stallions here with AJ McCarron is the coach, but I don't really be into him like that. Caleb Williams is after Jaden Daniels' first year, people wrote Caleb Williams and Drake May off. And look at the seasons they had year two. Opening up the idea of Titans drafting Jeremiah Love. Yeah, I mean, like, infinite. I've done a billion mock drafts. My chat will tell you that. And I've done them on stream for y'all to see exactly how it looks. If you cut Tony Pollard, you only eat $2 million. Tajay is on his last year, and you got Khalil Mullins. You could draft Jeremiah Love at 4. If Arvell Reese and Ruben Bain are off the board after Mendoza at 2 and 3 from the Jets and Cardinals, Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs will be the safest picks. Titans is a team known for running back from Eddie George, Earl Campbell, Chris Johnson, Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray. I don't think nobody will really be mad about that pick because you're getting a dynamic running back. Now, there will be other running backs. I went over them that are going to be later rounds. Do you go after K9 or Breece Hall in free agency? But because you could get K9 or Breece Hall for the same money, the same $9 million you paying Tony Pollard this year, and just shuffle it. You could do that, but I honestly think if Ruben Bain and Arvell Reese is gone at 2 and 3, when you get to 4, the Titans could trade back, or they could just take a shot at a player. But if you're taking a shot at a player, Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs is the two people that you just be taking a shot at. I think Jordan Tyson may have a higher upside than Carnell Tate, but Ohio State wide receivers have a track record. But I don't think Carnell Tate is better than Jeremiah Smith. So, it kind of puts you in the mode of like, if I was going to take with a second-year quarterback, looking at what the Patriots did, what the Broncos did, what the Rams did, and what the Seahawks did is like, man, put a dynamic back in the backfield, take some pressure off of Cam Ward. I think Tony Pollard has done an outstanding job with what he's been given, but definitely if you add in a more dynamic running back, Tajay Spears is more dynamic than Tony Pollard, but he can't stay healthy. I like Tajay. No NFL player is going to take the liability of playing in the UFL. Not with the contracts. Really feels Arizona goes veteran QB game manager, trade back from 3. Take Love or Maui Noah. Who's the veteran, though? Best case scenario is y'all get Mac Jones. If Arizona get Kirk Cousins, like Kirk Cousins will be solid for y'all, but it doesn't solve the long-term issue. Fired on their day off. Imagine somebody with $100 million contract getting hurt playing in the UFL. I didn't do a mock this stream. I didn't do a mock. I don't, John. I don't. See, to think about Keldrick Falk. Keldrick Falk is like a raw talent. He's a guy that has been on my list. We've looked at a lot of tape of Keldrick Falk. Keldrick Falk has an ability to be like Jalen Phillips or Adolfo Way. Like, dude is like 6'6" and still growing 280 pounds. When you think about Robert Saleh's defense, Keldrick Falk has the potential to be off the charts with his size, the way he plays. He's just unpolished. See, Ruben Bain is just more polished, and got more time on task. I think a lot of people don't even know who Keldrick Falk is. Now, I'll say this: if the Titans traded back bottom of the top 10 and Mansour Delane, Caleb Downs, and Jeremiah Love was off the board, I wouldn't look away from Keldrick Falk. I just don't think it's gonna be realistic the way the draft hit. The way that Keldrick Falk is a raw talent that this time next year he might be better than everybody, but then again he might not. He may or may not develop. Kind of like the 49ers took the dude from Georgia last year and he got hurt. Michael. It's interesting. I don't know what these coaches is looking for. But that's why I like Keldrick Falk better than David Bailey, because David Bailey is a pure pass rusher. I think when it comes to the run game, I think that David Bailey gonna get destroyed. Cousins, Jimmy G, and Malik Willis. Ooh, I'm sorry, Becker. I'm sorry, Becker. That's tough. Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, and Malik Willis. God bless y'all. God bless y'all, man. Becker, when I get off stream, we might have to do a prayer. That's what I'm saying. Kyler Murray is more talented than all of those guys.